The most awesome Galarian Zapdos team you'll ever see. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're going against Sorata from the Discord server in the UU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. I've also noticed that only 36% of people watching this video are actually subscribed, so just double check you subscribe because sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people for whatever reason. And if you're not subscribed in the first place, why not subscribe? It's free, it helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Alright, Sora's brought a pretty cool looking team. They got a Kleavor, a Hisuian Decidueye, Gastrodon, Avalugg, a Pawmot, and an Armarouge. Pretty cool looking teams, very solid. So I'm looking at this matchup, I'm thinking Kleavor's probably going to lead off. So we could lead with Donphan, get the EQ off nice and early. That could be a good shout. They don't have any ground immunities on their team. Earthquake actually hits everything except from the Hisuian Decidueye for either super effective or neutral damage. So Donphan's going to be a key player here. I think what we could do here is we could lead off with the Galarian Zapdos. That way, if they don't lead with the Kleavor, we can actually just attack. But we're more than likely going to end up U-turning on the Kleavor into Donphan to take the Stone Axe like a champ. We'll get the Rocky Helmet chip. And the battle begins, so Sora's going to lead off with Senpai, which is, of course, the Kleavor. I remember facing Senpai before in one of our battles, so we lead with the Galarian Zapdos, nice and shiny, gotta love it. We are Tera Electric. This is to hit Pokemon like bulky water types, etc. It's pretty good. It actually comes in clutch quite often, you believe it or not. So now I'm going to go for a U-turn right away. Just going to get on out of there. They're going to withdraw. They don't want to get hit by a Brave Bird, which is fair enough. They don't want the Kleavor to go down just yet. They're going to go into Sayuri, which is going to be the Avalugg. Interesting. So with U-turn comes through. It's going to break that Sturdy, which is great. And we're going to get hit by some Rocky Helmet, unfortunately, but it's fine. We're going to get Zapdos out of there. And was that my Regidrago in the background? I swear that was my Regidrago in the background. I swear it was. I actually swear. So let's go into Magnezone. Magnezone doesn't have to worry about being hit by this thing because of the fact we have the air balloon, so no more earthquakes from Avalugg. If it has earthquake, could have body press though, so we've got to be very careful here. So we're Terra flying. I think they're going to go Gastrodon here, so I want to make the predict and I want to go into something to take care of that. We do have the Gengar in the back. If they go for a body press right now, expecting themselves to live. Yeah, Regidrago is in the background, look. You'll see it in a second, watch. Watch, Regidrago's in the background. Watch, watch. There it is, Uxie! What's the Regidrago doing there? What's it doing there? That's so weird. Anyway, Jester's going to come in now, expecting the Gastrodon to come in. They do withdraw the Avalugg. We did make the correct switch, I believe. As Natsuki comes in, which is the Gastrodon coming in. So there we go. Pretty awesome. They're probably thinking, oh, he's made a misplay here. Why would he go into Gengar? Well, I've got the Energy Ball in the back there. They don't expect the Energy Ball. We go for the Energy Ball. Choice Specs boosted. It takes out the Gastrodon, and now Magnezone has free reign to Volt Switch around all it wants to. No one ever... I mean, when I was testing this team on Showdown earlier at work, not really. Nobody ever expects Energy Ball from Gengar. Ever. In comes Protagonist, which is going to be the Hisuian Decidueye, which I'm guessing is their ace up their sleeve. Now, we've got a couple of switch-ins here. We've got the Galarian Zapdos, which resists both its stabs. We've got the Uxie, potentially. If we can get a Thunder Wave off and a Stealth Rock, that'd be nice. But we're not going to have to do that. I think our best switch here is Galarian Zapdos. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out real quick into Galarian Zapdos, knowing we can take both this thing's stabs, no problem. So there we go. Zapdos comes on in. And Regidrago's still there in the background. Regidrago is still there in the background. So Swords Dance comes through, which is interesting. So Swords Dance Decidueye is interesting. Now that we know it's done that, is it wise to go for a Brave Bird? Because they're probably going to Terra, right? They either switch out into Avalugg or they Terra. I think I'll U-turn to Scout. I'll U-turn to Scout for the Terra. If it doesn't Terra, we'll just bring Zapdos back in and we'll take it out with a Brave Bird. They're going to withdraw. Okay, they don't want to get hit by a Brave Bird. Makes sense. What are they going to go into, though? That's the real question. They go into Sayuri, which is going to be the Avalugg, the best Pokemon to switch into a U-turn. Not the best if we went for a close combat, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to get hurt by some Rocky Helmet, which is unfortunate, but it's absolutely fine. We can handle it. Regidrago's still chilling in the background for some reason. Now, what we can do is we can go into our Magnezone quite freely, and we can just go straight for a Flash Cannon. They probably switch out into the likes of the Pawmot, which is fair enough if they do that. Let's go for a Volt Switch, expecting the switch. I don't think Pawmot typically runs Volt Absorb. And I think they're expecting a Flash Cannon here, so they might go into something else. They do withdraw. Are they going to go Pawmot? If they Pawmot and it's Volt Absorb, I'm going to be mad. Monica. That's going to be the Pawmot, right? Pawmot comes in. Let's hope they're Air Balloon as well. Let's hope they're not Volt Absorb. So we get a nice and powerful Volt Switch, which is boosted by Analytic. This is a very, very, very slow Magnezone for that reason. So we'll withdraw Magnezone now. We get a free switch in with whatever we want. So what I'm going to do is, now that the Pawmo's on the table, I'm going to go with Donphan. Donphan seems like the best play to go for. Minor Tusk. There we go. Don't underestimate Donphan, though. Donphan is a big threat. Big threat. So I'm going to go for that knockoff to get rid of that Avalug's. Well, they go for a fake out first. They're going to get some Rocky Helmet chip from that, though, which is great. So now, we are going to flinch, unfortunately. We're going to go for another knockoff because the Avalug's definitely coming in. They go for a Bulcorp. Interesting. So why would they do that in the face of a Donphan? I have no idea. Let's go for that knockoff. Knock off whatever item they've got, which is the Air Balloon. Oh, no, they don't have the Air Balloon anymore. But I was expecting him to switch into Avalugg. Not bulk up on my face. So they're going to go for another bulk up, which is absolutely fine by me because we are going to slam you in the face with an Earthquake. No idea what's going on with this bulk up Pawmot, but it's going down. It's going down to Donphan. Donphan claims the soul. Nicely done. So we've got Gengar and Donphan MVP so far. I'm hoping Donphan's the MVP because I love Donphan. Donphan's such a cool Pokemon. The protagonist is going to come back in, which is, of course, the Decidueye. Now, I kind of want to stay in, I kind of don't. I kind of want to stay in, I kind of don't. I've got multiple reasons for staying in, not many reasons for switching out. So what I'm going to do is, they probably have Sucker Punch or Shadow Sneak, so Gengar's not an option. I think Galarian Zapdos is our best option, so I'm going to go for that. We're going to switch out real quick. There we go. And this turn, I think they're going to Swords Dance and they're going to attack us. I think they're going to Swords Dance and attack us. So let's see what they do. So they Swords Dance, check. Swords Dance, check. I think this turn they think that Shadow Sneak's enough to KO. And I don't think they go into Avalugg. I think they expect a U-turn. And this means that if they go for the right predict, they're going to get a nice and powerful hit off on something on my team. If they expect the U-turn. So I'm going to go for that Brave Bird. So they're going to Tera. What type are they going to Tera into, though? That's the real question. We might lose Galarian Zapdos here. If we do, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not the biggest deal in the world. They are going to be a Ghost type. So that means Shadow Sneak's going to be boosted in power. I'm confident that Zapdos can live this hit. I'm pretty confident that Zapdos can live this hit. They go for the Shadow Sneak, boosted by Tera. Let's see how much damage we're talking here. We are able to live. Just go for the Brave Bird, get some solid damage off on the Hisuian Decidueye. Not enough to KO, but enough to the point where we can revenge kill it with anything we want to, really. So that's great. Zapdos did some work this game. Not the most amount of work in the world, but, you know, it is what it is. So now, knowing that we're in a bit of a pickle, I'm going to go into Minor Tusk real quick. And the reason we're going into Donphan is because Donphan is going to take this Leaf Blade like a champ. It's going to take this Leaf Blade like a champ. And we're going to go for a knockoff. Just watch. So they go for the triple arrows. Doesn't get the KO, but it does flinch us, unfortunately. They didn't want to go for the Leaf Blade because they don't want to get the Rocky Helmet chip, which it makes a lot of sense. So we'll go for an Ice Shard real quick. Takes out the Hisuian. I didn't think it would KO it, to be fair. I didn't think Donphan would KO it because I'm a defensive Donphan. I didn't think Ice Shard would KO, otherwise I would have gone for that earlier. But Donphan got another KO against the Hisuian Decidueye of all things. That's crazy. In comes Yuri. Yuri's going to be the Armarouge, right? Yeah, the Armarouge comes on in. Now, what do we do here? I say we go for a knockoff to get rid of a potential item. Or Earthquake. I think knockoff's the best bet. We're going to lose Donphan here. They go for an Endure. They must be weakness policy. They must be weakness policy. We go for a knockoff. It's going to do a solid amount of damage to them. Weak Armor's going to kick in. Let's hope they're not let's hope they're not weakness policy. They are weakness policy. They are definitely weakness policy. So, we've got we're running out of options here. Our best bet, in my opinion, is the Uxie. If we can Thunder Wave this thing, we'll be alright. I'm going to go for a knockoff, sacking off Donphan right now. They go for a Psy Shock. We might live this, actually. I don't think we do. No, we don't. We don't live the Psy Shock. There's no way we live the Psy Shock. So, Donphan goes down, but it will not be in vain, as we have got the Uxie in the back there. And all we need to do, Uxie, All we need to do is hit the Thunder Wave. That's all we need to do. Hit the Thunder Wave. Let's go for the Thunder Wave and find out if we can hit. They go for an Armor Cannon. It's 120 base power move. I'm specially defensive. I can live this. Clutch, 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 clutch. Uxie came in clutch. Is it going to hit the Thunder Wave, though? We hit the Thunder Wave. Nice. So the Armarouge does get paralyzed, which is absolutely fantastic for us. What I'm going to do now is, I'm pretty sure they still outspeed us, but they don't outspeed Gengar. They don't outspeed Gengar, which is great. So I'm going to go for them Stealth Rocks to hopefully to get... no, Armor Cannon's just going to ruin us. I figured they'd probably still outspeed us, but, you know, it's whatever. Uxie goes down, unfortunately, but we do lower their defenses even further with the Armor Cannon having the same recoil as Close Combat, which is to lower defense and special defense. So, Gengar, it is your time to shine. It is your time to shine, Gengar. All you need to do is KO this thing with Shadow Ball. They've already Terra'd. We don't have to worry about that. All you need to do is Shadow Ball and KO. You can't mess this up. Gengar comes through with a Shadow Ball. That's going to take out the Armarouge. No problems there. Okay, cool. So we're down to 2 Pokemon remaining. Avalugg and Kleavor. How are we going to get around Kleavor, though? Kleavor is a very hard-hitting Pokemon when you don't have your Donphan anymore. So in comes Senpai, the Kleavor. Remember that name from before. What do we do here? So if we expect a Stone Axe, we go Magnezone. They probably have Close Combat. We need to scout for that. So I'm going to go Authority real quick. There we go, into the Magnezone. I'm assuming they're going to be Focus Sashed. They go for a Stone Axe. They get the Stealth Rocks up, which is unfortunate. Breaking our Air Balloon as well, so they could easily go for an Earthquake. They can't really. Kleavor doesn't get Earthquake. Don't let me fool you. Don't let me fool you. So anyway, if we expect Close Combat, I think our best thing to do is Tera Flying here and go for a Flash Cannon. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fully expect a Close Combat right now. I'm going to go for a Flash Cannon, and then hopefully, they don't predict the Tera Flying and go for a Stone Axe right now, because if they do, it's going to sting. It's probably going to take us out. So we'll go for the Tera Flying real quick. There we go. We're going to resist the Close Combat. If they go for the Close Combat, we'll resist. They go for an X-Scissor, maybe expecting a different kind of Tera, which makes a lot of sense. We go for the Flash Cannon. That's going to be able to take out the Kleavor. Not Focus Sash Kleavor either, which is good to note. Down it goes. And all we have left is the Avalugg. So Donphan, Gengar, and Magnezone. No, you know what? Uxie as well. The whole team put in some effort this game. Put in some real effort this game. We go for a Flash Cannon. That should be enough to take out the Avalugg, hopefully. And that is going to be the game. So GG, Sora. That was a pretty fun game. Have fun in your vacation to Vietnam. I hope we'll battle again when you get back, I'm sure. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.